Welcome to the Church Sound Podcast, where kingdom culture, real life, and technology intersect. I'm your host, Prentice Thompson, along with the pastor, Caleb Winley. We're here to help you get through Sunday. Did you hear the pastor? What about your live streams, social media? We provide solid solutions for all of your multimedia needs. Let's learn something today. Let's go. Yes. Welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast. I'm your humble host, Mr. Prentice Thompson, along with the pastor, Caleb Winley, who is on sabbatical for today. He is a family man, two little ones, 6 months, 5 years old. And sometimes you just got to step in and do what you got to do. So this is one of those days. But we have a great show in store for you. Before we get started, we want to shout out our sponsor, Metro Podcast Studio, the hottest podcast studio in New York City. If you have podcasting needs where you need post-production, in-studio recording, mixing, mastering, we can help you out. Hit them up, metropodcaststudio.com for all of your podcasting needs. So welcome to show number 39. And we have a great guest. And we're going to talk about today is audio and managing multiple locations. And we have a great guest. And the ironic thing is, I don't know how to pronounce his name. So I'm just not going to screw it up. I'm not going to do it. I refuse to do it. I refuse to screw his name up. So our illustrious guest, his last name is Kim.
That's right, Kim.
And your first name is?
Sang-hyun.
So,
yes.
Sang-hyun Kim.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Sang-hyun Kim. Okay, I got it. Sang-hyun.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you are great. Yes. Most of our church staff having hard time to pronounce my name, and they're arguing each other. I just let that happen.
So, what's the most common mispronunciation of your name?
Sang-hyun or Sung-hyun. It's very, very similar, but in Korean, there's a very, very distinct, pronunciation there. So my name is Sang-hyun Kim.
Sang-hyun Kim.
Yes. Kim is also kind of Americanized way, but it's a lot easier to put that way. So, yeah.
Well, at least,
Kim,
your name is, I have a unique first name as well. My first name is Prentice. And as a kid, as a child, I was teased thoroughly they called me Princess. So that would be the running joke elementary school. Princess. It taught me how to fight. Stop you from misusing my name. So I really didn't use my first name until my adulthood. Because most people call me either PL. My family calls me PL, which is my first and middle initial, Prentice Lane.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, because I played ball and I was a DJ, they called me Sweet Pea, which shortened it to Sweets. So my professional name is PL Sweets. That's my professional name as in the entertainment world.
Mm-hmm.
But
PL Sweets
is my entertainment professional name.
Yes.
But Prentice Lane Thompson is my name. So as an adult, I get a lot of compliments. They say, "Oh, that is very unique. Oh, you have a beautiful name, Prentice. It just rolls off your tongue." So I can imagine the many stories that you've had going through your name. So we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. And what I love about doing the Church Sound Podcast is that I'm able to talk to people who work inside the ministry, different sizes, different types of ministry, but we all here delivering the gospel, but we're doing it using technology in different ways. So Church Sound Podcast is all about real life, kingdom culture, and technology, how it all intersects and how that all intertwines. So before we begin, I know we spoke off camera, and my brother, Sanghyun, am I saying it right again?
Yes, you're good actually. Sanghyun.
Sanghyun. Okay,
So,
got it.
Hyun is like a little bit like a H sound. You have to little bit stress on it. Hyun. So that way, Sanghyun. Yeah.
Shanyan.
So it's good. Yeah, you are doing great. Yeah.
I'm getting better. Shanyan. I'm screwing it up. I know I'm screwing it up. I'm screwing it up bad. I know I am.
It's okay, sir. Yes. Hopefully we can meet, in person later.
That'll be great. That would be That would be very awesome. I love to get a tour. I've been to your church and we performed there before. I performed there with Sean Slaughter, like maybe about 10 years ago, something like that. But,
when was it?
Yeah, before it was like a youth thing we did there.
Oh, okay.
Brought the full band. It was good. It was real good. It was real good.
Yeah, I remember one year. Sean Slaughter was there. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that was me. That was me. That was me.
Crazy word.
That was me with the band. That was me. That's my whole production. That's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It was a great show. Great show. So this week,
yes,
you have what we call, and our listeners know what this is.
Class is time. Time for Sunday.
You have Sunday school. So,
come on. Stop.
You have to give me 3 topics.
Okay.
And I'll pick.
Okay. So first one is where's my microphone?
Okay.
The second one is there a ghost? I'm hearing something weird sound in the house. And third one is sound check.
Sound check. Ghost in the house. Ghost in the house. Ghost in the house. I'm going to go with the common, because we all have weird stories about sound check. So I'm going to go with sound check with 300.
Okay, sound check. All right. This is very typical things happening time to time, and whenever a sound check is happening. So let me go back to my very first month of working at current church, Manna Church. I just newly hired there, and then my worship pastor was playing keyboards and he's singing, and then suddenly he said, "Sanghyun, I have weird noise from my ears or my monitor," something like that. He was hearing some kind of a low tone noise through his system. So he was kind of bothered about it, and he wanted me to check that out and what's happening there. So I went there to the stage and looking around, very first thing I always do is checking, because his instrument is connected to, quarter-inch cable from the keyboard to the system. So how it is connected is, that there is a little rectangular box. We call it DI box. So I was just looking at the DI box. Let me see how that happened. I'm not a magician, but let's see. And I just flipped the button, which is ground lift. So suddenly, clear sound happened. So he was, "Oh my gosh, what's happening? You are a magician there." So occasionally I called as magician, but I'm not really magician. And those kind of little fundamentals you just apply to it. It's just suddenly it gets better and better. So I don't know, it's a funny story, but that's what I'm having. Yeah.
Listen, I totally get it, because when we get to some churches and technical people do appear as magicians, if you will, or Houdinis, if you will. I'm going to piggyback on your sound check story, because I got a sound check story. Okay. I'm at a church, undisclosed location. Undisclosed location. I'm not going to say where it was, but they brought me in to mix. So I don't know if you've gone through this when you mix at different churches. sound check is kind of different everywhere you go.
That's right. Yes.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's normally based on the experience of the engineer. Mm-hmm. Normally, it's really based on that.
Yeah, that's I can see that.
So I get to the church, and I say, okay, so let's get sound check going. Mm. And I start with the band. I started doing this thing in reverse recently. Started with the singers first, but I started with the band. You know, drums,
yes,
bass, keys, guitar. Kind of run it down. Just play the first song. Let me just get it warm. See how it sounds in the room. Pull the room down. What you want, your monitors, blah 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 blah, whoop-de whoop. Singers are on stage, and I got them doing voice by voice. You know, just voice by voice, because you know when you mix in, especially if you got an ensemble and you got 3 singers per voice, you know, soprano, alto,
yes.
tenor. I want to see where the texture is.
I see.
Of each voice, so I know where to blend them in on each song. Because you may have a song where the soprano is a very whispery voice, and you have one that's a belter. And if it's like a song where it's like a lower tone, or that belting will just mess the balance up, I kind of want to know who's in the room. So after I do all of that, the praise and worship leaders sends each member, or tries to send each member out to the house so they can hear what they sound like.
Okay.
With the microphone.
Oh.
With a microphone.
The microphone.
Like, oh, what are we doing here? I told them this is why we do it. We send them out so they can hear what they sound like.
Okay.
I'm like, what? No, we're not doing that. No, we're not. This is how we do it here. I will leave. We're not doing that. Trust me, you sound great out here, and you're just going to have to trust me that it's going to sound great. As long as you sound great in your monitor and you're able to minister comfortably, then you're going to sound great out here, because you're going to be comfortable enough to minister at your highest level. All I ask is that in sound check, you give me at least 80% of your volume. Because me and you, I know you've been there. You're in sound check, and they give you 40%.
Yeah, especially early in the morning.
Yeah, and then when service starts, they just blast out, and you're grabbing faders and groups, and like, what the heck?
Yep, that happened quite often, actually. Yes.
So you being an engineer at a, Manna Church, great church, Fayetteville, North Carolina, multiple locations. How did it start for you? How did you get involved in being an engineer?
Okay, it started from my youth church days, back in the days. But I really didn't get into the music things until my high school years. So I was learning acoustic guitar and sing worship songs with my acoustic guitars, and occasionally try to lead worship, as high school kid and amongst our groups. Then later I went to Bible school, actually, Bible college as my college. And there was a worship band, the praise band was recruiting new members there. So I didn't know how to play any instrument except acoustic guitars, but somehow, and I got picked up by there, and hey, I'll teach you how to play bass, and then you're gonna be my bass player. So I have to go to Army. So you'll be my next one. Oh, okay. So I'll teach you just a week, okay? Just basic things here and there. So I got started learning bass from that band, and then so what I found was bass player was actually mixing from the stage, for the house.
What? What?
It is a small band, and just a traveling small band, to the rural areas and small churches. So, okay, I'll try that out. So I was playing bass and mixing music, and as I do more and more, and I kind of like, enjoying mixing side more than playing bass. So that's how I got started from freshman of college. That's how I got
Wow.
started. Yeah.
Wow. So you started out as a musician.
Kinda.
Well, attempting musicianship.
Yes.
That is, I find that the musical side really helps out when you're mixing, because you're able to pick out things a lot better. I started out as a musician, but I've been a musician since I was 6.
Oh, wow.
So I started out as a musician when I was 6, became a DJ, and then became a music producer. So I was already in studios. I probably have a record with every major record company. And I've probably worked in every major room in New York City, LA.
Oh, wow.
As a producer. So my knowledge really came from the recording engineers I was surrounded with, Prince Charles Alexander, and so many other, Grammy Award winning, Neil Pogue, so many Grammy Award winning engineers that I was surrounded by, Louis Alfred, who I just sat down and just would pick their brains to death because I wanted to know how to make what I make at home sound like a record. Because, you don't have an understanding of compression and EQ and all that type of stuff when you're just creating. You just know that I don't know how he made my snare sound like that, but it sure sounds amazing,
Yeah.
So that's cool. You started out like in approaching musicianship. So what do you remember the first mixer you mixed on?
Actually, I was in South Korea back in the days. It was 91. So I remember it was off-brand and Korean-made, and like a small company made it. I remember it was like a speaker PA and the mixer, like a combo setup that we used. It was we call it DART sound, but it's not recognized by anywhere else. Only like a locally known brand. The next thing I was interacting with mixer was a PV Mix,
Wow.
a little one. I think it was something 2000 series. I cannot remember the brand, the model name.
Wow.
So it was 16 or 24 channel analog board, only 3-band EQ there and nothing else.
Is it a 3-band EQ? Oh, good Lord. No sweep, no nothing?
But that's how I got started.
Right. So what do you think was the determining factor when you really said, I really want to do this? As engineers, when you get on a console and you don't see a sweep, you're in for a long ride because you can't carve anything out. Those of you who don't know what
at the time, I had no idea.
Yeah. So it could be pretty daunting. So explain to me. So how did you end up at Manna Church?
So since then, I enjoy more about doing sound, and the only thing I can able to make sound, learning from how to do sound was just doing it by myself. There was no resources available around there at the time in South Korea. There is like a few places that teach sound, but it is very, very like expensive and just very limited space there. And I didn't have money to do that and anything. So I was longing for it, but not really afford it. And there's not much of opportunity to do that. But as time goes on, I went to Army service, and it was mandatory there. So I had to serve 2 years and 2 months, and God put me in a weird situation. And I was assigned to wireless communication, like a radio kind of things.
Wow.
But actually, I did not radios at all. I got assigned to a church at the base at church and chaplain's assistant. So as a chaplain's assistant, I got to do a lot of stuff, preaching messages and playing band and leading worship and all kinds of things. So, I was really like crying out to God, what is next for me, God? And what kind of things really you want me to do? And I was asking God and cry out loud during those 2 years. God gave me a sense that, hey, I gave you a gift that what you enjoyed, and why don't you use that one to glorify me and advance your next step? So I was searching some opportunities, what kind of education, at the time, I thought my thinking was I need to get into school to learn more stuff about sound. So I was searching it, and in US, and there's lots of schools that are offering those kind of courses at the time. So I was seeking study abroad there. But I didn't want to come here right away. So I have to wait, graduating my Bible school first. Then after that, I was dating. So I have to make sure my bride is coming with me. So we got married and we moved to United States and to get into the school. So I went to school in US. So I went to a couple of schools, recording schools first. Then I learned some recording side of it. But, recording was fun, but I was longing for more live sound kind of field. So I was looking for another school, and actually I went to theater school doing live theater stuff.
Wow.
So I went there and learning some techniques and fundamentals from there. So after I graduating, I was looking for a job, but, I was looking for ministry job because that's what God put me in there first place. So I was searching, job posting online, churchstaffing.com at the time. So I was looking at it, and then there was a list of churches posted job. So Mana was one of them. I applied there, and Mana was graciously enough, and they wanted to have interview with me. I came down here and do some stuff, and we like each other. So that's how I came here, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Wow. What a journey. So from Korea, ministry, in the service, preaching, trying to play bass, mix in front of the house. You get married.
Yeah.
You come to the States. You take a recording course. Then you go to theater, and then you apply for a job on a website.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing.
As I look back, for sure that God had a plan for me. I was not really sure where to look for, but He led me this path, and I'm really enjoying working here and raising my family together while serving this ministry. So I'm really blessed here.
Wow. So when you first got here, what board did they have? What console did they have?
At Mana Church, it was Yamaha M3000 and 40-channel analog board. We had it. That's what I first interact with the existing system here. Yes.
Was it a big leap for you to go from analog to digital?
It was actually analog board. So from there to digital, I was already exposed to digital board a lot during my school years. So we used mainly Yamaha soundboard. Theater loved the Yamaha soundboard. We didn't have PM. We didn't have PM series, but we used a PM2K and PM1K, those kind of soundboard there. So I was really familiar with those. So, yep.
So, with all in the midst of this COVID scenario, how has your work week changed pre-COVID, post-COVID?
Okay. It's been changed a lot schedule-wise, especially scheduling-wise. So work schedule-wise. So pre-COVID, and Sunday was always starting day for us. So Sunday, weekend experiences, services, we just like execution mode on Sunday mornings.
How
and
many
Monday,
services you guys have on Sundays?
Have 4 Sundays at Clipdale location. And so we have Executive Place site, two services, and Hope Mills site 2, Ramsey Street 3, and Anderson Creek 2. And
Okay,
we
back
have
up.
Rayford site two.
Slow down. Say,
Yeah.
okay, so how many locations are we talking about here?
We have 6 locations total here in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area here.
Okay.
So six locations, and Clipdale location got started first, original location, but we treat as just a site, not special one at all.
Okay.
So Clipdale 4, Executive Place 2, so that's 6, and Hope Mills 2, 8, and Ramsey Street 3, so 11, and Anderson Creek 2, so 13, and we have Rayford side 2, so we have 15 services happening on weekend, and
Okay.
including plus Thursday evening service. So
Okay, all right. So, let's just stop with Sunday right there. Because see, right there, brother, like I'm follically challenged. I don't know how you survive, sir. So,
but it says, yeah.
so let's break this down. So the main location, which is the main location?
We call it broadcast site, which is Clipdale location.
Okay, so that's the broadcast site. I think that's the way we probably did. I performed there. So,
yes,
right. So at that location, you had 4 services.
On Sunday morning, 4 services. We have.
And what was the times of the services?
8:15 is first one, and 9:30 is second one, and 11 is third, and 12:30 is fourth.
So 4 services, and as far as your AV team, like how many positions are you having on your team at that location?
So Clipdale location, because it is broadcasting site, so we have camera location positions and a technical director, which is switcher position. We have a service producer, which is director position for the service. So producer, technical director, and we have pro presenter, operator, and 2 camera, at least 2 cameras. And that is a visual side of it, and audio side of it is only 1, and lighting operator is another 1. So total 7, minimum 7.
Okay, minimum 7. So that
at Clipdale location.
So that will include pro presenter, video, audio, lighting, imaging,
yes.
all those types of things. So as
yes.
far as the 4 services are concerned, how do you? Were you guys just working out that one service and duplicating it, or did it vary?
The 8:15 service is, we start not 8:15, slightly later than, time slot than any other like in between services. So 8:15 is a slightly shorter service. So we only do 2 worship songs, 8:15 one, but rest of service will be mostly three song worship set we do, and that is same. So it's identical service.
Yep. So how does the other sites come into play? Are they simultaneously? Are you guys broadcasting from the broadcast site to the satellites, or are they having their own services as well?
We actually pre-record on Thursday evening service, which is identical service to weekend Sunday. So we have Thursday evening service.
So this is pre-COVID now, pre-COVID, before COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID, yes,
okay.
Pre-COVID.
So you have a Thursday service, and you guys will record on Thursdays.
Yes. And then we post-production with that recording during that before Sunday. So finish by Friday morning most of the time. So we upload the contents to Dropbox. That's what we use. And each site has their computer synced to Dropbox so they can download the contents. Contents can be all the slides, like pre-service slides and video files, video announcements, and everything, sermon files. But our worship is live every location. Only sermon is recorded for Sunday morning services at any other site except Clipdale location and Executive Place location.
So those locations are completely live.
Yes.
Okay. So you would pre-record on Thursday for like four other locations. Is that am I right?
Yes, 4 other locations, plus we have microsite, which is a smaller gathering. It's not small groups, but it is actual services happening. So for instance, we have Dream Center in downtown. We have gathering for at Dream Center, which is, we call it microsite. They have entire service is via video. So from worship to the sermon, everything.
Okay, so
and also, yep.
Continue. No. I'm trying to get it all together. So
yeah. So we have some other like microsites throughout the military locations. So Texas and some other locations. So we have other microsite locations. So they are using our Thursday evening recordings as a service. Yes.
So I guess that's really important in the sense of so is the same message normally preached on Thursday is preached on Sunday?
Yes, exactly.
So identical. The same. So yes, that's great because consistency is everything. As long as everyone's getting the same base message, it changes, it varies because people in the audience wear things of that nature. And then you're sending out. So pretty much you're producing the praise and worship portion with cameras, blah, 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 slides, announcements, all this is going on during the week on Thursday. So you guys really would have like a one-day turnaround for the praise and worship. So would you guys do multi-camera and just record the actual production, or would you edit?
We record the ISO recordings, so it's like a multi-tracking, like audio. Videos are like ISO, like each camera has its own recordings going on.
Oh, so you record each camera, then you put what are you using? You edit. What do you use for editing?
We use Premiere, Adobe Premiere.
So you throw it in Premiere. Yeah. You have the mix file already. So are you mixing it right there on the console, or are you going to?
No, so we have another staff member who only handles online recording and mixing. So he is sitting at the production booth, connecting his laptop and getting all the stage inputs to his computer, and he's mixing. Most time he's mixing in real time, but he just polishes it after the service.
All right, so he's polishing the 2-track, or is he doing a whole mix of all
whole mix? Yeah, all the.
So
inputs,
he's recording into Pro Tools, or what's he recording into?
Currently he's using Logic Pro.
Pro. That's that's what I use. So all right, So you got front of house going, right?
Yep.
And what console you guys using?
We have a Yamaha CL series.
CL series. So we have 2 of them.
Yeah. We have we only have, each location has one soundboard.
Okay.
So we have only
same console?
CL5, and depending on the size, we have CL1s there, and also we have some QL series available.
Okay, so pretty much, so you got your front of house position, and then you're going out like USB or Dante or Matty to
yes, it is Dante. Yes,
using Dante to a laptop that's recording
Yes.
audio, multi-tracked, and he can mix it live. Is he mixing on his on a mixer or on his computer?
On his computer with a little control surface.
Control surface?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So he's mixing with a control. I'm trying to paint the picture so everybody gather the information. So you're going Dante, which I love because it's so freaking fast. And you can see everything and you can write anything everywhere. So it's amazing. So you're going out of the Dante card, using the Dante software, selecting your inputs and outputs, sending that to Logic, pops up, he arms everything, he hits record, and while the service is going on, he's multi-track recording at the same time. So if he likes what he did, then he'll keep it.
That's right.
If you want to make tweaks, you can just go back and go, okay, we bring the kick up, we just warm this up, we scoop this out. She was really bright at 2K, and we just scoop her out a little bit here, maybe warm it up to 200 on his vocal, and blah 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 blah. Goes through all that stuff, and then he gets that to the guy whoever's editing whoever's editing in Adobe, and he sends him the file.
Yes, that's correct. Exactly that way. Yes.
So he got the audio file in Adobe. You got 2 separate feeds from your cameras. And pretty much you're just cutting and doing lower thirds.
Yeah, lower third is recording as live, but if there is a mistake, we always fix it after.
So you're doing lower thirds. So basically, you're just taking you're taking your lower thirds feed, your production, your 2 cameras. Sweet.
And Thursday evening we use 3 cameras.
So your 3 cameras. What's the position of your cameras? Primarily.
So 2 cameras are like a front of house, right?
And what cameras? What cameras are you using?
It is let's see, Blackmagic Designs at their studio, the broadcast.
Blackmagic Studio,
camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice cameras.
So that's our system and our switching system. Every video infrastructure is a Blackmagic Design product.
So using the Blackmagic switcher, the ATM, or the
ATEM. I think ATEM 1ME.
Okay.
Is it 2ME? I cannot remember because I don't do videos there, but I know what they have it. I can give you some ideas there. You may need to do with a podcast interview with our production director there.
I would love to. Hey, listen, I would love to talk to your production guy because obviously, I live in both worlds because I do video. I'm a film director, and I'm a musician. And I'm a front of house engineer, and I'm a recording engineer, and I'm an editor. So I do all the jobs that you're talking about. I do. So
that's how I'm able
to really to talk about with great detail. So So you're using the Blackmagic Production Studio camera, which is great with the big 7-inch. I think it's a 10-inch.
I think it's the Ursa series.
So you get the Ursa. Okay, nice cameras. So you have those.
Yeah, those are very nice.
SDI into the mixer, pretty much.
Yes, we have like a camera control CCU unit, and everything is there. So camera processing unit is back in the booth, and it is connected to fiber. So it is feeding all the control signal and power line and everything to there.
Great.
So it is a complete control there. Yes.
Great. Awesome. So you guys got a 1-day turnaround. That's a 1-day turnaround.
Yes. Thursday to Friday. So you record
So this happens in the evening. So you're recording Thursday evening.
Yes, 6:30 p.m. service. Yes.
Okay. Friday morning comes. You guys got to pump out a full service. Right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
and you're not recording flat, means like you're not doing color or anything, right? It's like what the camera got. That's what we got, right?
I think we are doing coloring.
So you color?
I think.
Lord
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, you need prayer. You need prayer.
But that's why we have some like multiple staff members handling those
Which is
projects
great
together.
because
Yes.
which is great because you're talking to a guy that do all of that, you know. so and I love Blackmagic cameras. I have a Blackmagic 4K about to get a 6K. So I know exactly what's going on in these cameras. So you have 3 Ursas at the main location, which you call the production location.
Actually, two Ursas, and we bought 3 of them, but we only using 2 of them actively, and we have like a pocket cinema one, like roaming ones on stage with wireless signal things there. So we have some like moving stage, like roaming cameras, getting musicians shot and those kind of things.
So you're doing a wireless feed. So you're doing a wireless feed, HDMI wireless feed to the switcher.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So you got someone getting some movement with the musicians, and then after that, that's recorded, and then you go, okay, do y'all go right into the word, or do y'all pause and go like, okay, pastor gets up, does what he does?
Yes. We don't pause anything. It's just like continuous service.
So it's service
like a Sunday morning,
which makes it a lot easier because you don't got to worry about flow and continuity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All right. So
yes.
You
also,
take
we have a church guest are there.
Wow. So you have all of that going on. It's 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
It probably shuts down about 9. So you're probably getting out of there about 9:30 or later.
Not really, sir. We only have like around 60-minute service. So around 7:30, and we have post-service meeting and talk about the contents and things and something tweaks for weekend. So our production people got notes, and according to that, like adjusting to it. And yeah, we just go home around 8 p.m. actually.
8 p.m. So you go home about 8 p.m. And when you arrive on Friday morning, you guys are
actually. So all the things happening while we are at home now. So I'm
talking about pre-COVID. This is pre.
Yes, pre-COVID. Yes, pre-COVID. Yes.
What's the new routine with COVID when COVID got involved? Like what happened?
Okay. So earlier COVID was slightly different than what we are now. So as soon as a pandemic happened and we had service, got everything turned to the online. So we did everything online service a few weeks, or I cannot remember exact weeks we did. But we did live online mixing first 3 weeks, I believe. After that, we switched to everything pre-recorded online experience, and we have different locations, and we just set up everything, recording gears, and we record the video and audio all together, and we just everything post-production. That's what we did. And currently, we are having all that pre-COVID stuff is happening with live services and Thursday evening service, and with all the production work after Thursday and Friday, we upload all the contents. And the only thing changes is for COVID is plus online experiences. We haven't done that any online experiences before. So now we are doing online experiences. So it is not live online experiences. And we pre-record everything ahead of time, including worship and sermon and everything. So we package it all together, ready for each weekend. So worship, we record about a month worth of worship, and worship team planning out like diligently their worship sets and everything according to the message. So also our teaching pastor writing his sermons way ahead of time. So ahead of us, so we can read and how his message is going, and we just plan everything according to what's happening there. So we are so blessed that is available for us. So we record like a month worth of worship, and sermon we record every week Wednesday morning. So online only.
So when you record the worship portion do you record a month worth of worship sets?
Yes.
In one day?
Yes. One day, yes. Which we just finished yesterday afternoon. We record about 3 weeks worth of worship set. Yes.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
I know from being a musician and playing in church,
mm-hmm. Yes.
And how are you guys able to capture the spirit when it pertains to the message, when, because we understand what production is, it's like sometimes you have to learn to turn the switch on. Like, how is the band been able to constantly capture the pure essence of the worship from just like one setting? What do you think must have been the most important part?
I think, our worship team is amazing. And so they know the vision of the house, and we always get fed from our leaders. And so why we do, how we do, and those kind of things, we are in line with everybody. So whenever we do worship within that, like a limited space and limited time, and it's just a setup kind of things, but still we can find Holy Spirit in there. And so that's what they're looking for. And they're just in tune with Holy Spirit and asking God and be with us all the time while we are worshiping. So through this, agent and people hearing the worship and getting into, the good news. And this is, we are actually basically doing, I think, I cannot speak on behalf of them, but what I believe is what we do is we are just being a messenger from God, and on behalf of God's command, we just express our thing, and God handles everything. That's my belief there. So God will take care of everything. So we just do our best to put in there, and whatever resources we have, we just go for it. That's all.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. So when you say online experience,
yes.
What do you mean by that?
So online has completely different flow going on than live services. So it's a custom tailored to the online only service flow there. So I don't design those, and Emory Anderson, Pastor M, is overseeing all those experiences. So he'll get you like a complete picture what's happening. So our host is totally different approach than live service, and it's but same messages and same informations, but format is different.
Great. So basically, you guys are recording. So I can just backtrack. So you're recording all the worship portion in one day, one evening, whatever you guys are doing it for the month. Then
for the month or 3 or 4, yes,
3 or 4 weeks.
Like
so we say 3 to 4 weeks worth of worship sets. Then you take those, and but those are aligned with the message that's coming from your lead pastor. So this way you can.
Yes.
So it's succinct with the worship and the word. Then you're taking that, editing all that together, and you guys are then sending it out to all of your satellite churches, right?
Online worship experiences, no, not at all. Those are completely different. It's only online guests and members, whoever cannot come to the church because of COVID. So it's like a YouTube and some other outlets.
All of the locations now get the same service.
Yes, all of the location will
Got
get
it.
Thursday evening
Right.
materials.
So all of those.
Yes.
So that one service is now the centralized service for Manna Church, period.
Yes.
Okay. So now here's the big question.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the big question. Here's the dandada. Here's the
Okay.
elephant in the room. Here's the gorilla. What do you see happening, say, come September?
September.
Do you see?
Steve?
I mean, as far as manager, do you see? Is it going to? Think it's going to be partially open, or are we going to still incorporate? Are you guys? You think you guys are still going to incorporate how you're doing digital church or just church online primarily? When you start opening back up, how do you? Let me just if you have any thoughts, how do you see things? Because it's not going to stay this way.
This upcoming September, you mean, in the future?
Yes. Mm-hmm. If you had to forecast it, what do you think would happen?
I think we're gonna to keep doing what we do currently. It doesn't matter COVID or post-COVID, and online is a great outreach moment. I mean, it's opportunity. It can reach entire world, without any barriers. So we're gonna keep. I'm pretty sure we're gonna keep doing what we are doing as of now.
Right.
Maybe the format may be different, but we're gonna do online and live in-person service here at the church. Yeah.
Right. I said this many times is that COVID has been the big revival for churches. Because it caused churches to think differently about ministry, and if you have great content, it draws people who are normally sitting around on this all day long can now be involved or get connected to where they are. Not you got to go somewhere to get to God. You can say, wow, that's amazing. And then once everything opens up, they'll come. And I just think that's amazing. And I think what you guys are doing is it's really amazing. I watched your stuff before, and I always like coming there to visit. And it's amazing when you have a church and the church leadership that understands technology. I think that's a blessing, because if I've been at churches where they don't understand what HDMI is. And you go, no, that's what you used to plug the TV. I want to plug that into I got an HDMI cable and I want to plug my microphone into it. No, that's an XLR cable. You sure? Yes, I'm sure, sir. Are you a professional? Do you know what you're talking about? But when you have people, your leadership, who trust you in the realm of your gifting, it's a blessing, man.
Yes, it is huge blessing. My leaders and trust me that what I do at this local church, and because the trust, I have some freedom to do what I love to do, and I can suggest things without any hesitations. And if it is not good for now, then I'm pretty sure, I totally understand that. Yes, we have that great trust between our staff and our lead team. So I really truly blessed.
That's amazing. Well, sir, I just want to thank you for joining us, and I appreciate your knowledge and being able to share. I mean, I'm pretty sure people walked away with have a lot of questions as well. That many locations, and being able to do that before COVID, and be able to shift and be able to provide an outlet for the world, as well as your associated churches and Manna Church. And I appreciate your time. But before we get out of here, we do this thing that we call 30 seconds and gone. 30 seconds and gone, just rapid fire questions and answer them any way you like.
Gotcha.
So if you're ready, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. 30 seconds and gone. Here we go. Number one, what's your favorite compressor?
Oh man. Oh, lately I'm using Waves CLA mix bus, a mix hub, and in that SSL model, the channel strip, there is a compressor there.
That channel strip.
That thing brings out the character to it. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for like a dynamic crush and those kind of things. I'm looking for the taste of the sound. The character brings out the character. That's what I'm looking.
Yeah, this is great tactic to have. Number two, preferred kick drum microphone.
I like Beta 91A, and which is great. And as an inside microphone, it brings out that what I want to have as a kick, not just low end at all, but I just want to have the attack sound from there. I can achieve from other microphone, one single microphone, but I love to use a dual microphone for kick, especially 91.
It's a great mic. So this is a response question.
Okay.
All right. When a singer cups the mic,
singer cups the microphone?
If a singer cups the mic, what goes through your head?
Because English is my second language, so please, this cups means, what is the cups means?
Cup the mic. If someone grabs the mic and they do this to it?
Oh, man. So, during the service, I cannot do anything. I have to recoup as much as I can from some tone changes, things on equalizer and things. But during the sound check, I gently approach to that singer personally, not just yelling at the microphone, personally, and say hi to them and just first encourage first. Then, hey, if you do this way, it's going to be a whole lot better. Your voice will be amazing out there. I just try to approach that way. So that will be my reaction. Yeah.
Good. I scream and then I go to them. So. Number 4, I know the mix is right when
all the worshipers are worshiping, like all together. So that's what I'm striving for as a mixer at worship environment. Distraction free.
Amazing. Okay, last question, number 5. What is your favorite book in the Bible?
Joshua. Joshua is my favorite because the Old Testament days, and I was getting out of my comfort zone at home from South Korea and moving to like a different country. It was something like a breathtaking moment for me. I needed courage, and so I read a lot of Old Testament days and their courages moving out of their home and getting into promised land. I don't want to say, certain countries promised land, but I was looking for God's promises and pursuing the dreams. So Joshua was my favorite book of the Bible.
You know what? That is my favorite book. I got turned on to that when I first got saved, and my pastor, he told me, he said, listen, if you want to learn about manhood and pursuing God and hearing from God, read Joshua. And in the story, in the book of Joshua, because it takes you from into Moses to him and God's direction, and then the ups and downs of the direction that he got, and a man that really followed exactly to the letter what God said. So I stand in agreement with that, sir, that Joshua is also my favorite book in the Bible.
Awesome.
Amazing.
It's been great to talk to you, sir.
Yo, listen, this has been a real pleasure, man. I love speaking to like-minded individuals, especially when it comes to audio. Like, this is my world. You know what I mean? People, you could say, "What's your favorite compressor?" You could say, 1176. Oh, really? You know, on my Neve channel strip, on my SSL channel strip, or or parallel compression, or we could go deep. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs of all ages, I'd like to thank my brother, Sejin. I got it all wrong. Sanghyun Kim.
Yes, thank you.
At Manna Church. And we appreciate your time, brother. And like we say always, keep God first in everything you do.
Yes.
Next time, Church Sound Podcast.
See you next time. See you next time in person too.
In person. That's a fact. Gotta do that. Yes.